Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to the Ramadan Daily. So today I am going to be sharing, I think, what I'm going to be wearing for Eid, both makeup and my outfit. For a while I wasn't really sure if I was gonna actually like dress up for Eid, like put on makeup and everything, but the more I thought about it, like I want this Eid, regardless of how strange it's gonna be, I still want it to feel special for me and Muhammad because it's gonna be like our first official Eid together. You know, like me officially moved here and everything, so I just want it to be as special as possible. And yeah, I thought that I would kind of share what I'm going to be doing. I have also partnered up with Beauty Bay in this video, so all the products that I'm going to be using are available at Beauty Bay, which is perfect because I know a lot of the times my followers can be frustrated when they can't find products that I use like internationally, so I love that Beauty Bay ships pretty much everywhere, and they have some really amazing brands, including some brands that like are a little bit harder to find. Like for example, Oma Beauty is one of my favorite Black-owned beauty brands, and they have pretty much the entire makeup line on Beauty Bay. So I'm really excited to get into this tutorial. I'm also going to be doing some skincare because I did wudu earlier and I didn't put on any skincare specifically for this video, and my skin is so tight. But of course, before we jump into this video, I just want to kindly ask you guys to subscribe to my channel, join the fam. I don't know if we're gonna hit 380k by the time Eid comes around, but you know, regardless, I am just very proud of how large our family has grown, and if you are watching this for the first time, I would love for you to join as well. So let's get into it. So we're going to start with skincare, of course, but I forgot to mention that Beauty Bay also does have an amazing loyalty program. And if you sign up, then you actually get points for every dollar that you spend, or I think they say every pound. So whatever that equivalates to. Equivalate? Did I just make up a word? Whatever that equates to. Oh my god. And they also have different tiers within their loyalty program, so I would highly recommend you guys check it out, especially if you end up purchasing any of the products that I use today on Beauty Bay. You know, you might as well earn some points towards future perks that you guys can redeem. And there's like vouchers, special little gifts and products that you can get to redeem your points from. So yeah, definitely be sure to check it out. So the first, actually all the skincare that I'm going to be using is from the brand Revolution. I know Revolution Beauty from like, you know, their beauty products and everything. Their makeup is amazing, but I haven't heard too much about their skincare, so I thought I'd give it a try. The ingredients also looked really good. It's like a clean brand, and a lot of the products are really inexpensive, so I'm excited to try this out. This is the Revolution Skincare Hyaluronic Acid, or just Hyaluronic Hydrating Essence Spray with pink grapefruit extract. This is what it looks like. And my skin needs all the hydration it can get right now because I have not put on anything. I really like that essence. I feel like it literally just brought my skin to life. It was so dry. I have the Revolution Skincare Cooling Boost Cucumber Eye Gel. They have a couple different eye gels and, you know, eye creams and stuff. They also have this like vitamin C one that I really wanted to try, but I thought this would be really nice just for some extra hydration. I don't really know what look that I'm going for today, but I know that I want it to be like, you know, semi-natural, but also a little bit more done up because, I mean, we are going to be at home, but I mean, I still want to get my Eid photo, you know, with the hub. That feels really nice. It's super cooling. Very hydrating. Okay, now this I actually have used a little bit since I got the package from Beauty Bay. This is their the Revolution 12.5% vitamin C super strength formula radiance strength serum. There's like a million names on this, but I actually just ran out of my vitamin C, so this kind of worked out perfectly, and I've been really liking it. I mean, I use vitamin C pretty much every day on my skin because, you know, it's really great for antioxidant properties. It gives you a glow and also protects your skin from the sun too. And lastly, for skincare, this is actually something I've been really looking forward to trying. This is the Revolution SPF 15 Protecting Boost. So it's like a moisturizer plus SPF in one. I was reading reviews and people really loved this. So that is all of my skincare done. And then the last step is, this is like a makeup priming spray slash setting spray. So I thought I'd pick this up. It's by Skindinavia, the makeup primer spray. Looks like this. And it's kind of like a 2-in-1, which is perfect. So So this was my exact face when I realized my microphone was not on for the rest of the video, but the show must go on. Here is a voiceover. I came back, ended up just doing my brows off camera, and I am moving on to foundation. So I picked up the Anastasia Luminous Foundation, and I picked up the shade 440, and as you can see, it's a little bit too light for me, so yeah, I had to just basically scratch that. I ended up actually just mixing it with a slightly deeper foundation that I already had. I do have to pick up my exact shade though, because I absolutely loved the coverage of this, how just glowy and dewy it made my skin look and feel. And yeah, I feel like I'd probably be around like the shade 470C instead. But then I went in with the Revolution or Makeup Revolution Conceal and Hydrate Concealer. And I believe I used the shade C11.5. And it is very light, but it kind of like balanced out the whole look in the end. So I'm just applying that and then blending it out with my Beauty Blender, like always. I really liked the coverage of this foundation or this concealer though. Like I feel like it blended out really flawlessly. It wasn't like super full coverage, but it was exactly what I wanted for this look. It just gave a gorgeous glow. And I ended up just putting a little bit more on because I feel like I wanted to let it sit a little bit so I can get a little more coverage. But in the meantime, I went in with the Oma Beauty contour stick and I use the shade number 3. I don't really use the highlight shade, but I literally just use this for the contour. I love this because it's kind of like the perfect bronzer slash contour shade. So this was the only contour slash bronzer I used for this look, and I just used it with a fluffy brush just to kind of like place it in all the areas and then blend it out so it doesn't look too harsh and it just kind of warms up the face. I just blended this out with my Beauty Blender, and once that was blended, I went and blended the concealer. I probably left it on for a little too long, but it did what it needed to do. It gave me more coverage, which was great. So I also just dragged this concealer a little bit on my nose. I didn't want to put too much, but then I went in to set everything with the Perfect Setting Powder by Cover FX. I used way too much of this powder. I forgot how like thin and finely milled the powder is. So as you can see my face, I was like, oh crap, you put on way too much, Aysha. But I just kept basically tapping it. I have a damp sponge that I'm working with. I just kept tapping it in and, you know, it ended up working eventually, but I'm just putting this everywhere that I concealed just to add a little bit more balance to the face. And then I took this huge fluffy brush, doesn't have any additional product on it. I just kind of like the powder under my eyes just kind of used to set everywhere else, like the excess basically, and then dust off a little bit of powder. Now this blush, guys, this is the Melt Cosmetics Fire Fury blush. It is the most, okay, you just have to wait and see. It is literally the most gorgeous blush. I was freaking out. You obviously can't hear me, but I put a lot on. I really loved the shade. I feel like it just complemented my skin tone so beautifully. So if you are similar to my skin tone, you guys need this blush in your life. It also has a little bit of like a shine, which is nice. Just kind of adds to the whole glow of the look. And then this is the Origin 42 color palette by Beauty Bay. They actually have their own line of makeup, which is great. And look how massive this palette is. Like all the colors you can ever think of, and they have like a couple different colorways as well. And I was basically just explaining, it's a really cool concept. Each row basically tells you what to do. So the bottom row was highlight, the second last row was a pop, the middle row was liners, and then crease, transition, and like base. So I thought that was so smart because, you know, if you're a beginner, it kind of just allows you to know exactly where to put each eye look and what to pair it up with. But I basically just took the shade 7 in the base. Sorry, I'm kind of going a little fast. But I just, you know, took a face colored shade or lid colored shade, put that as my base, and now I'm going in with the transition color. It's like this reddish brown, and using that to warm up my crease. At this point, I wasn't really sure what type of look I was gonna do, but these are kind of the shades that I always use, so I just wanted to place that under as a good base. And I also dragged it under my eye just to, you know, kind of give a little smokiness and a balance to that area. Next, I moved on to the crease row, and I believe I used the shade number 3 in the crease. I was still trying to decide what I wanted to do. So I was explaining that I was wearing the dress that you guys can see in the background that's a little bit blurred. So I kind of wanted to do something that would match that. So I decided I was actually going to do a purple shade, a purpley shade. So I used this gorgeous purple shade. And can I just say, these shadows blended out so beautifully for how affordable this eye palette was. I was just so freaking impressed. So yeah, it blended out just so gorgeously, had the perfect amount of pigment, no fallout. Like, you guys, if you're looking for a great affordable eyeshadow palette that will just like give you all the colors you need, definitely check out the ones by Beauty Bay. I highly recommend them. I also dragged this under my eyes as well. And in terms of placement, I placed it slightly under the transition shade, and then I'm going back in with a different brush just to kind of blend those two shades together. And moving on to the pop row, I really liked how it was called pop because, you know, adding a little pop to the center of the lid. So I used these two shades together. At first I went in with the slightly deeper one. It's like this rose gold purplish type shade, and I just used my fingers. These are extremely buttery. They apply beautifully with the finger, no fallout. But I actually did end up taking a brush just to kind of clean up the edges a little bit, and you guys will see that in a second, just with no additional product, just to kind of like make sure it blends into the rest of the shadows. Did the same to the other eye, of course. I would recommend you apply these with your finger first just to get the most pop, I guess, and then go in with a brush and kind of clean it up. And then I felt like the look needed a little bit more brightness, so I actually went in with this shade over here that I'm pointing to, and I popped that right in the middle of my lid, and I don't know, it just kind of did something to me, you know? It did such a beautiful job at just like highlighting the eyes a little bit more, kind of like bringing more light to the center of the eye, which can sometimes open up the eye a little bit more too. And I just did this with a brush so that I wouldn't mess up the shade underneath. And then I actually went back in with my transition shade just to kind of reinforce it. I feel like we lost it a little bit. I still wanted to maintain that depth, so I went back in and just lightly applied that to my crease. Ugh, I'm so in love with how this look is turning out. I'm so happy I didn't do like my regular schmegular look. And then I went in with the base color again, just to kind of like highlight my brow bone. This is a matte shade. I didn't want to draw too much attention to my brow bone, so I just kind of like tapped this on with a flat brush and then blended it out with my finger. I just wanted to kind of highlight, but not really, if you know what I mean. And then I went into the darkest shade of the palette and used this as a liner. You guys know I love using my brown liners, but I actually really love doing it with eyeshadow instead. So this was perfect. It was super pigmented, super dark, and I just created a very thin line, like literally right on top of my lash line. And then last but not least, I went in to add some highlight to my inner corner. I ended up mixing these two colors. I don't know, I just kind of really liked how it looked. And yeah, that was basically it. So I went in with my lashes. I used the Lily lashes in the style Doha. I really loved how these turned out. Y'all, I just made the worst YouTube mistake ever. I don't know at what point I turned off my mic. I don't know why I turned off my mic, but I didn't realize until coming back after I finished applying my lashes. So basically, majority of the tutorial was without my microphone. But you know what? I'm not gonna let it ruin my day. You know, there's something called a voiceover, which I can do. I don't like doing voiceovers, but I don't have any choice anymore. But anyways, the lashes are applied. Let me just double check that this mic is on again. Okay, the mic is working now. Even though it should have been working the entire time. I'm so upset. So I'm gonna apply bottom lash mascara. And this is the Wet n Wild Mega Slim Skinny Mascara. It looks like this. It is super, super skinny. I thought it would actually be perfect for the lower lash line, so I'm just gonna apply that. I was really excited when I saw that Beauty Bay had this mascara because it's so perfect for lower lashes. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more of the blush that we used, just to kind of like reinforce it. I'm so obsessed with this blush. I know I keep saying that, but it's just so good, and it like perfectly matches this eye look. It is just chef's kiss. Okay, now we can move on to the glow. So for highlight, I'm using this palette by Dominique Cosmetics. It's the Prisma Glow palette. And it has like 4 different highlight shades in here, including a mirror, which is great. So this is kind of like a cream highlight, her skin gloss, which she actually came out with singles now that are also available on Beauty Bay. I love them for like my more natural days. I'm thinking I'll probably end up using Golden Hour, or maybe have a mix of Golden Hour and Fire Glow, since this is a little bit more of like a rose gold. I feel like that'll look really pretty. I'm just gonna add just the slightest bit, like even that was enough. Just very lightly graze the cheeks. I'm also gonna bring a little bit of this highlight to my forehead because that looks really nice in photos. A little bit on my nose, Cupid's bow. Okay, and the face is pretty much done. We are gonna move on to the lips, but I first like to give a little spray. So this is, again, the Skindinavia, the makeup primer spray. You can use this as a setting spray as well. It's gonna add a little bit of a glow as well. So I found this brown lip liner on Beauty Bay by the brand LA Girl. They have like a lot of LA Girl products. This is in the shade Chocolate. So I'm first gonna line my lips with this. And this is actually like the perfect brown shade because it's not too dark. So regardless of what shade that I put on, it'll look good. Lip liner is on. I love this lip liner. Oh my God, you guys need to have this in your life. That is such a good lip liner and so inexpensive. LA Girl is like super affordable. I got this like stunning shade from Oma Beauty called Eartha. So let me show you guys up close. It's such a good nude and I feel like it's gonna look good with this lip color. So I'm just gonna focus this in the middle, and it is like a matte shade as well, which is nice. Yes, come through Eartha. If you guys haven't tried anything from Oma, like, you guys need to get on it. Not only is it Black owned, but the products are actually bomb too. Like this lipstick, all the lipsticks in this range are so, so good. I feel like you could leave the lip like this. Like this honestly looks so pretty with the entire look, but I got this gloss from Florence by Mills on Beauty Bay. Should I ruin it? I mean, I don't think I'll ruin it, but this lip alone just looks so good, but whatever. This is the shade Magnetic Mills. It's like a light nude pink. And I'm just gonna add a little bit to the center of my lip. Oh, yes. See, it didn't really like change the color of the lip that I had on underneath, but it just kind of like added a nice gloss, you know? Okay, so this is the finished look. I am so happy with how this came out, guys. I know it was a little bit of a struggle bus, okay, struggle situation, basically from start to end, but we got through it. Okay, we look flawless. This is such a stunning look. I'm really happy that I stayed away from like my regular just bronzer in the crease look and went for something a little bit more like cranberry. I think it's gonna look so stunning with the dress that I'm gonna try on for you guys, but I'm really glad that I got to partner up with Beauty Bay in this video. I feel like I tried a lot of brands that I wouldn't have been able to try otherwise, and they just have like so many amazing brands, like a great mix of affordable and also high-end. So yeah, I would highly recommend you guys check out the products that I used because I'm just like so impressed, especially with that eyeshadow palette. Like this eyeshadow palette, y'all, like this is gonna be like my new favorite eyeshadow palette. Like it literally has everything I could possibly need. I could still do all my neutral looks, you know, that I love, but do something a little bit more interesting sometimes too. So I am gonna quickly change into my Eid outfit. All right guys, so here is the final look with the makeup, the outfit. I feel like it looks so good. I'm like ready for Eid. Oddly enough, even though the eyeshadow look looked more like purple in the other camera, with this dress on, I feel like it's reflecting to look exactly the same shade. Like, I am so obsessed with how this all looks together. I feel like this is exactly what I'm gonna do on Eid. Like, I love this, and I hope you guys recreate this look as well. But the dress, everything, I feel so good already. Like, even just like doing my makeup, putting on a cute hijab, a cute dress, just instantly bumped my mood up, regardless of what happened with my microphone. So I feel like on Eid, like, instead of just staying in your loungewear or your PJs all day, just do something special. When you look good, you feel good, right? So I am very happy with how this whole look turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. And like, shout out to fasting, because all my bloat is gone while I'm fasting. It makes me so happy. This dress is from Veiled Collection, by the way. It's a modest fashion brand. Thank you again to Beauty Bay for sponsoring this video. It was really fun trying out all the new products and just creating this gorgeous, glowy, bronzy, purpley, just stunning Eid look. So I'm gonna list all the products that I used in the description box down below. So if you guys want any links or anything, then check that out. But without further ado, I love you guys, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye everyone. Mwah.